Hi, we're going to do a Hatha yoga practice. So you can either sit on a chair with your feet flat to the floor, or you can join me coming down on your mat. We're going to start by doing some breathing just to quiet our minds and our bodies, and we're going to do the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. So we're just going to focus on creating a soft sound in the back of the throat, just pretending like you're fogging up a window or a mirror with your mouth closed. So just sitting tall, lifting your ribs out of the waist and drawing your shoulders back and softening your shoulders down your back and hands either on the legs or in your lap, and either softly closing your eyes or just looking softly to a focal point. We're going to start with cleansing breath. So I want you to take an inhale in through your nose and just sigh out as you exhale. We're releasing tensions. Take an inhale in and just sighing out. And let's do one more. Take a deep inhale in and just sighing out all the tensions from the day. Now our victorious breath. I want you to take a deep inhale in through your nose. And you're going to exhale out through your nose as you whisper the word ah softly in the back of the throat, creating a soft sound. And if possible, you're going to create that same sound on your inhales. And being aware that you're only breathing with your nose if possible, and that you're not clenching your teeth, keeping the jaw relaxed. And just really breathing deep, filling the corners of your lungs with your inhales, and just feeling all that air slowly emptying from your body as you exhale. And we stay sitting tall, ribs drawn up out of the waist. And then as you listen to that breath, if you like, you can set an intention either for your practice or for the day. And then do one more full deep breath. Really fill your lungs with your inhale, long, slow exhales. And when you finish that breath, if you had your eyes closed, I want you to slowly open them. And then we're going to get ready. We're going to come up onto our feet. And when you come up, I want you to do a few stretches, just work some kinks out. And we're going to start with what is called Sun Salutation A. And we're going to do this 3 times, just moving with our breath and just being aware of your body, and just do what is comfortable for your body. So we are going to start by standing tall. Looking straight ahead, shoulders drawn back. Again, they slide down your back. Weight is centering your feet, being aware not to lock your knees. And come back to that breath. And make sure that you're breathing down in the lower lobes, just not into your chest. In Sun Salutation A, as you inhale, we're going to bring the arms up if you can, lifting their head. Exhale, we're going to hinge, folding forward, hands to the legs or the floor. Your inhale, we're going to look out to create length. Exhale, fingers in line with your toes. We're going to step back into a plank, and if possible, you're going to lower halfway down, elbow and shoulder in alignment, or all the way. Pushing forward, come the tops of your feet and ankles as you lift the chest, shoulders back, up dog. Exhale, coming to your toes into that down dog. And we're going to hold here, we're going to breathe 5 full deep breaths. Now let your head hang, look to those toes. Gently press your heels a little closer towards the earth. And be aware not to pinch your shoulders in, but soften across that upper back. And your breath stays smooth and rhythmic, and your toes are the only thing you see. Breath is the only thing you hear. And feel as that weight is centered throughout your hands and feet, just feeling the texture of your mat, living in this moment right here. And we're going to do one more breath. And then your following inhale, we're going to step back to the top of your mat. We're going to look out for a half lift. Exhale, folding forward, looking towards that navel. Inhale, press down through those toes, knees soft as you bring your body up. Extend the arms, look to your thumbs. And exhale, come back to standing tall, creating that plumb line. Moving with that breath, the inhale brings your arms up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, look straight out. Exhale, stepping back, drawing that belly up as you lower halfway, or again, you can choose to lower all the way. Pushing forward if you can, lift the chest, shoulders back and down, lifting the chin. Exhale, coming to your toes to lift your hips, down dog. Again, looking to your toes, just soften and relax where you may be holding tightness. Keep coming back to that breath, using that breath to quiet your mind, to stop the chattering. And as you look to that focal point, just taking time to listen to what your heart may be telling you at this moment, and addressing what may arise, and just letting it flow out with your breath. And we're going to do one more full breath. And your inhale is going to step you back to the top of your mat to look out to create length. Your exhale is folding you forward. You should feel that weight moving towards your toes. Now pressing through your toes, inhale, coming up, knees staying soft. Again, if you can, lift your head. Exhale, come to standing tall. Last sun salutation, we're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. And with your inhale, look straight out, really lengthening. Exhale, again, stepping back to that plank, shoulder and wrist in alignment. Exhale, lowers you halfway, elbows in. Inhale, lifting the chest, firm through your thighs. Exhale, coming back to your toes to lift your hips. And softening across that upper back, gently pressing those heels a little bit closer towards the earth. And breath is staying smooth and rhythmic. And jaw is staying soft. And just feeling your breath, being aware of each in-breath and being aware of each out-breath, how they affect the body as you hold the pose. And do one more full breath. And then your following inhale is going to bring you back to the top of your mat to look out to create length. As you exhale, fold forward, press down through your toes. Keep pressing through your feet as you inhale, coming up, extend the arms, look to your thumbs. Then exhale, come to standing tall in mountain pose. Now we're going to go into a tree pose. This is a balancing pose, so you may want to hold on to a chair or something. But we're going to bring the bottom of our right foot on the inside of the leg. Be aware not to press into your knee, so it's either below or above your knee. Hands are going to be in prayer at the chest, or you can choose to extend those arms up. Now, as you look straight ahead to a focal point, I want you to feel what's happening here. Be aware that your knee doesn't pull forward if you can help it, but gently draw it out, pointing to that side wall. Again, we come back to our breath. We use that breath to calm and steady us. Softening your gaze, softening the forehead, jaw staying soft, and being aware that you don't start to shift over into that standing hip. Gently press your leg into the bottom of your foot. And do one more breath here. And then your exhale, we're going to release. So now we're going to take it to the opposite side. So we're going to bring that left foot up, and again, you can always stand with your toes on the floor as a modification, or that foot can be on the inner thigh, but just working with your body. And hands either in prayer at the chest or they come above your head. Now look softly straight ahead. And I want you to be aware of what you feel happening here on this side of your body. Pressing down through that big toe, gently pressing your leg into the bottom of your foot. And jaw stay soft. Your breath should still be smooth and deep, creating that soft sound in the back of your throat. And then with your exhale, we're going to release. Now we're going to come into a triangle pose. So we're going to take a big step about 3.5, 4 feet apart, and I want you to turn your right foot 90. Your legs will be straight, being aware not to lock your knees. Arms extending out, we're going to shift that left hip out. As you hinge at that right hip, just gently resting the hand to the leg. We're not shifting the hips out. The body stays right in line with your front leg. Possible left arm comes straight up, drawing a nice long straight line, or that arm can always rest to the side of your body. And if you can, you're going to look to that thumb, but you can always look out. But be aware you're not dropping your ear down. Now come back to your breath, really press down evenly through your feet. I want you to hug the muscles in your legs against the bones, really firming through your thighs, and just feeling the spine being long and light as you hold here, looking to your focal point. And we're going to do one more breath. And then as you inhale, you're going to press through your feet, bringing your body up. And then just straightening that right foot, turn your left foot 90. Make sure that inner thigh rolls out to align your knee with your second toe. Then shifting your right hip out, we're going to hinge. The hand gently rests to the leg, and that hand can always be up on your thigh. And if you can, extend that right arm. Again, being aware that you're not letting your arm pull back. It's straight out from the shoulder. And really broaden the shoulders in your back. Top ribs dropping down. Breath is staying smooth and rhythmic. And just tuning in to what you feel happening on this side of your body. And do one more breath. And then with your inhale, pressing through your feet, bringing your body up. And then straightening your left foot, turn your right foot 90 now, side angle pose. We're gonna bend that knee. And we're gonna line it right over our ankle and in line with the second toe. You can modify forearm on the thigh or hand to the floor or a block. And either bringing that arm straight up, or you can always sweep that arm out, palm facing down. We're gonna reach those fingertips to one wall as the back foot reaches to the opposite wall. And just keep walking that foot a little bit farther away from you if you can. Now full deep breaths. You can either look up to the ceiling or you can look to the side wall. And be aware that this arm is just lightly to your leg. You're not pushing down into that leg. Because through time, we're gonna bring that hand down. Breath is staying smooth and rhythmic. And your inhale, pressing through your feet, you're gonna bring your body up. Side angle pose on the opposite side, just straightening your right foot, turn your left foot 90. You should always have a line from your heel to your back arch. Front knee, align it over that ankle, line it with your second toe to stack your bones. And we're gonna extend that right arm up over the ear. And the outer edge of your back foot, press it down. So be aware you're not lifting the outer edge up. And jaw stays soft. Now come back to that breath. Keep it deep and smooth. Breathe with your nose if you can. Expand that rib cage. Nice full deep inhales, long exhales. And then with your inhale, we're gonna bring the body up. And then we're gonna come into warrior one. So I'm gonna step my feet together, stepping to the top of the mat, and stepping my left foot back, I'm gonna bend that right knee. So your back toes should point towards the top of your mat, not out to the side. Pressing through your back heel, be aware not to tilt the pelvic area down, but it tips up. Tailbone drawing towards that back heel. Arms coming up if possible, or modify hands in front of the chest. Shoulders are soft. Breath is smooth and rhythmic. Now as you look to that focal point, again, either looking towards the ceiling or out to the side wall, feel that your big toe is pressing down into the earth on that front foot. And firming through that back thigh, keep driving your back heel down into the earth. And expand that rib cage. Feel as you open and lengthen the tissues in the center of your back as you breathe. And do one more breath. And with an exhale, just drawing your hands down in front of your chest. Step back to the top of your mat, bringing your feet together. And then we're gonna step that right foot back. And again, the foot's slightly angled, toes pointing towards the top of your mat. We bend that left knee, tailbone draws towards that back heel. Arms coming up, hands apart or together, what is comfortable for your body. Come back to that breath, find your focal point. Now as you breathe here, feel that you keep shifting your front hip forward, so this hip stays square. Jaw staying soft, gaze is soft, and the forehead is soft. We're not tightening between the eyebrows. Just listening to the rhythm of your breath. And then with an exhale, we're gonna open into warrior two. So drawing your hands down in front of your chest, straighten your back foot and open your back hip. See if you can walk those feet a little bit farther apart, and then extend those arms out. Be aware the back arm doesn't wanna drop or pull down, and we're not shifting or leaning towards that front leg. And your exhales are just gonna keep sinking you down. Soften the shoulders, and again, you can always choose to look to the side wall versus looking over the top of your fingers. Full breaths. We're working on improving the health of our knees here in these two poses. And do one more breath. And your exhale, releasing those arms if you like, shake them out. And straightening your left foot, turning that right foot 90. Again, stacking that knee over the heel and make sure it doesn't collapse inward. So really lift that inner ankle, roll that inner thigh out and up. Arms extending out, full breaths. And just being aware of your body. Know that each side of your body is different. So letting go of expectations, letting go of judgment. Breath is staying smooth. We're not tipping the head, the neck stays straight. And do one more breath. And then as you exhale, again, just releasing your arms. And then straightening your feet, slightly turning those toes in. Standing tall, we're gonna do a wide-legged pose. So I just want you to look straight out, stand tall, draw the shoulders back and down. Take an inhale, on your exhale, hinging at your hip, hands coming flat to the floor. I want you to look out, create a little length, stretch through your spine, and then drop your body down a little deeper. And if you can, walk those hands back so your wrists line with your heels, or bring them forward. They can also be on a block. Again, just letting the head hang, full breaths. Sit bones are gonna lift towards the ceiling. And tuning into your body here. If you start to feel too much of a stretch, know that you can bend those knees. And if the bottoms of your feet start to bother you, know that you can walk those feet a little closer in. So you're being aware of how you are treating yourself at this moment. Being nice to yourself, not to create harm. And do one more full breath. And then as you inhale, look out to the horizon. And exhale your hands to your hips. And then just slowly coming up with your inhale. Next pose, we're going to do a reverse half moon. This one may be a little challenging for you. Again, if you have a block, or you can use a chair. But step back to the top of your mat. And we're going to step our left foot back. Again, about 3.5, 4 feet apart. Legs are going to stay straight here. But we're going to start with our right foot forward. And your left hand is either going to be on a block, or again, if you have a chair, you can place it on a chair. But we're going to place it about 6 inches in front of our toes. And as you press down through your right foot and left hand, we're going to straighten through that right leg. Back leg is going to lift, and we're going to extend that arm out. Now it can be just halfway out, or you can keep gently rotating, moving the chest out and up towards the ceiling. You're going to look up to that thumb or look out to the side wall. And full breaths. And yes, this is going to be a wobbly pose, but just listen to your breath. Really reach through that back leg. Jaw staying soft. And then with your exhale, we're going to release. And then just bring yourself up. And I know that is a challenging pose. We're just going to work through it. Bring your feet together. Step back with that right foot. Bending your left knee, right hand, coming 6 inches in line with your toes. We press down through our right hand, left foot. We're going to lift, straightening that left leg. Again, your hand can be on a block, gently rotating, moving that arm out and up. Full deep breaths. Either look out to the side wall or look up to that thumb. Create length through your spine. Jaw is soft. And remember, you can come out of these poses at any time that you need to. Your exhale is going to release the hand, releasing the foot, and just slowly coming up, step back to the top of your mat. And then we're going to come into a chair pose. Chair pose, if possible, feet are right alongside each other. If it doesn't feel good, feet stay apart. You're going to shift our hips. We're going to lower them down. Now with your feet apart, your knees should track with your second toes. Don't pull them in towards each other. That's why, if possible, just bring everything right along against each other. Press down through those heels, arms coming up, hands apart or together. Now gently tuck that tailbone, draw it down towards your heels. And really breathe here. Full breaths. When you're exhaling, I want you to exhale all that air out of your lungs. Just really press all that air out, just to cleanse your lungs. Again, feel that breath. Soften and relax the shoulders. We're not pulling them up tight. The forehead stays soft. We're going to do one more breath. And as you exhale, just shooting yourself up, releasing your arms down. And we come back to mountain pose where we started. So now we're going to come down onto our mat. We're going to do some seated poses. And focusing on opening our hips and our lower back, we're going to start with a half-bound lotus. Body will allow. Right foot's going to come to that left lower belly. Now you can put a block here. You can use a strap around your foot because that right arm's going to wrap around. Through time, you're actually going to hold that foot, but none of that may be comfortable. You may just want to bring your foot on your inner thigh. Then sitting tall, we're going to hinge at the hip. I want you to extend down that straight leg and look to those left toes. And as you look to your left toes, imagine that the bottom of your foot is pressing right into a wall. So your toes point up. Again, we lengthen with our inhales. We're not sinking down, not to pull the ribs down. Exhale may hinge you, or you may be comfortable just sitting tall. And as you look to those left toes, take awareness to that right leg and just gently draw that knee down towards the earth. And we're still breathing that full breath, that victorious breath, keeping it deep and smooth. And your inhale is going to bring you up. And on your exhale, we release, and that right leg comes straight up from the hip. It's not wandering off to the side. If possible, we're going to inhale that left foot up, half lotus. Again, that arm's going to wrap around. You can use that strap holding onto it, or maybe just modify the bottom of your foot to your inner leg. And look to those right toes. Again, lengthen with the inhale. Your exhale is going to hinge you a little deeper. So knowing that your inhales always create length and that your exhales are always just going to take you a little deeper, and soften through those shoulders. And the jaw is staying soft. Remember that your drishti, which is your focal point, is the only thing you see, and your breath is the only thing you hear. And your inhale is going to bring your body up. And as you exhale, extend that leg out. Now we're going to come into a heron pose. And again, you may want to do some modifications here. If the body will allow, the right lower leg is going to come off to the side, and you can roll that calf muscle out, create a little more space in your knee. And if none of this feels comfortable, then you're going to bring the bottom of your foot back in towards that inner thigh. Left leg, either using a strap on the bottom of the foot or holding the lower leg, or full pose. You bring the hands to the hip. We're going to look to those toes. We lengthen through the spine. We soften the shoulders. The thigh and the chest draw towards each other. And come back to your breath. Keep it deep and smooth. Remember, you can always modify as you hold the pose. If you need to bend that knee, you can always just release from the pose and sit and breathe. Just tune in. What is happening here? How is your body feeling at this moment? And do one more breath. And your exhale, we're going to release. And if you had that leg off to the side, just carefully release that. Opposite side. So again, either bring that left lower leg off to the side or bring that foot on the inside of your leg. And we're sitting tall. If you have that leg off to the side, I forgot to mention it, but if you feel tippy, make sure you put a block underneath your hip. You can either using a strap or holding that leg, if you can, extending and just sitting tall and breathe. Again, create some length, draw the chest up, exhale, release tension, soften where you don't need to hold tightness. Keep that breath smooth and rhythmic. We're tuning into what is happening here on this side of the body, what may feel different about this side of your body, and maybe you need to do a different modification for this side. Use that breath to quiet your mind so you can listen to what your body is telling you. And then on your exhale, we're going to release. And again, carefully just release that leg if it's off to the side. Coming into a spinal twist. We're going to come into Marichyasana. See? So that left leg is straight out from the hip. We're going to bring our right foot flat to the floor, and I want you to imagine that you're actually standing on this foot, so don't let the weight shift to the outer edge of it. Really make sure you press down through that big toe, and your hands should fit between the foot and the leg. Now sitting tall with the inhale, lifting your chest towards the ceiling. Exhale, using that left arm to hug that leg into your body. We're just gently rotating to the right. Right arm can wrap around the back, or it just stays lightly to your mat. Now create a little more length with your inhales. Let your exhales take you a little deeper. If you can, turn the head to your comfort. Again, we're not tipping the head or dropping it back. So as you look to that focal point, really ground yourself with those sit bones to the earth and stretch through your spine, creating a nice long line from your tailbone to the top of your head. And when you're following inhale, you're going to unwind your body, come back to the top of your mat, releasing that leg. It's straight out from your hip. Don't let it pull out to the side. Left foot comes up. Again, press that foot down, hand width distance, or maybe a little wider if it's more comfortable. Again, sitting tall, exhale, rotating to the left. Now create a little more length. Those right toes should point up. Gently rotate. Again, that hand can stay lightly to your mat, or it can wrap behind your back. And full deep breaths. Again, feel that you're not wanting to sink down into that lower back. Really sit tall on those sit bones. And just come back to your breath here. Just a little gentle twist moving up your spine. And as you're inhaling, you're going to bring your body to center. And then we're going to release. Coming into a shoulder stand, an inverted pose. Now, if you're not feeling up to a shoulder stand, I'll show you a bridge pose, but I'm going to bring myself up into a shoulder stand after that. So we're going to lower down to the floor. Feet are going to be hip width apart. And your bridge, arms down, pressing your heels down. You're going to lift your hips. Now be aware, don't pull your knees in. Just lift your hips up. Palms can be flat to the floor. You may be able to walk your shoulders in a little closer, either holding your heels or lacing the fingers or just keeping your palms flat. So that's our modified bridge. You can choose to stay there. Or shoulder stand. We bring the legs up, and this is modified shoulder stand, just being right here looking to your toes. But your full pose, using your hands, you're going to lift the hips, you're going to walk those hands up towards your shoulders so it's supported, and you're going to look to that navel, and we're not creating pressure in the neck. So be aware not to flatten the back of your neck into the floor. Now relax through your forehead, relax through your jaw, and lift it all the way up. You're going to look to your navel as your focal point. And you're going to soften through your toes, your ankles, your legs, your glutes, just releasing tension. And keep coming back to your breath. And remember, you can release at any time. We're going to do one more full breath here. And then on your exhale, if possible, just letting your toes slowly lower over the forehead towards the floor. This is going to bring you into plow pose. It's going to help to nourish the sinuses. In our inverted poses, our shoulder stand that we just came out is going to help to boost your immunity. So full breaths. Now your hands can come flat to your mat. They can stay to your hips. You can lace your fingers. And know that your breath is going to be somewhat constricted here. Again, not to create pressure in your neck. Jaw staying soft. And one more breath. And as you come to your exhale, you're just going to slowly roll your back down. Now after those inverted poses, we need to open that throat and chest area. So our fish pose, either cross the legs, easy pose, half lotus or full lotus, or extend them out. But we're going to lift up, and you can choose to be on your forearms. If you can, let your head hang back. Full breaths. And then I want you to soften through your hips, so let your knees drop down. And you can choose to rest to the top of your head with your hands to your thighs, or just stay lifted up onto your forearms. You feel as your inhales move along your breastbone. And then with an exhale, I'm going to have you lower down, and we're going to start to get ready for our corpse pose. So I want you to draw your knees to your chest and extend your arms out like airplane wings. And then let your legs, keeping them stacked on top of each other if you can, just gently drop towards the right. If you can, looking to the left, and just relax your upper body into the floor. So be aware you're not holding your left arm or shoulder up. You can always hold your legs a little higher off of the floor. Now come back to your breath. I want it to be deep and smooth. We're bringing those internal organs out, just improving the circulation into that lower back. And your inhale is going to bring your body to center. And as you exhale, just slowly let those legs lower to the left. And if you can, look to the right or just keep your neck straight. Again, be aware right arm doesn't lift. It stays anchored to the floor. And breathe. And relax through your face. Relaxing the forehead, relaxing through the jaw. And nice deep breaths, tuning into what you feel happening here. We're just working on getting rid of any tension you're still holding in that back. Then your inhale is going to bring your body to center. Hands are coming to your legs. Now you can choose to lay here or gently rock side to side. And this is going to massage your back and lower internal organs against the floor. And then coming to center, we're going to get ready for corpse pose. And feel free to put socks, sweatshirts on, or maybe you have a blanket that you can throw over you. But we're going to bring those legs down. And I want you to take a second just to press through those heels and then just let the legs and the feet relax away from each other. Arms are going to come away from the body to your comfort. And if you can, you're going to turn the hands so the back of your hands are to the floor, palms up. And then slide those shoulders down away from your ears. Softly close your eyes. Take an inhale in. And sigh out tensions you're still holding. And take an inhale in. And sighing out. And take an inhale in. And just sighing out. And just feeling as your body settles down into the earth. And then let your body breathe itself, natural, normal breaths. And then here as your breath starts to become relaxed. And let your thoughts float across your mind. And relax throughout your toes. And move that relaxation down through the bottoms of your feet. Relax the calf muscles. Relax the hamstrings. And relax throughout the front of your thighs. And relax the back of the hips. And relax through your lower back. And relax through the center of your back. And relax throughout your upper back. And relax through the upper arms. And relax through the forearms. And relax through the wrists and the fingers. And relax the inside of your stomach. Let go of knots that you're holding. And relax throughout your chest. And relax throughout your neck. And soften the scalp. And relax the forehead. And relax the eyes. And relax the jaw. And just let everything go. Just feel as your body melts into your mat. And then wiggle your fingers and toes to slowly awaken your body. And as you inhale, sweep your arms up alongside your head and really reach to give yourself a nice big stretch. And then exhale, bring your arms down alongside the body, hug your knees into your chest. With your eyes closed, gently rock your body from side to side. And then just let your body fall to one side or the other, and just lay in a comfortable fetal position. And let your body relax into your mat. And then use your hands and walk yourself up to sitting. And when you come up to sitting, just still being aware of your body, sit nice and tall. And take a cleansing breath. Just take an inhale and sigh out tensions you're still holding. And life is not a problem to be solved. It is an adventure to be lived. And I end with namaste.